let's talk about traditional programs.
Yeah.
What is a traditional program? Any ideas? What's a traditional program?
Traditional 30-day rehabilitation program, inpatient.
Yeah. And then once you get there, what happens is this. What happens is everybody is given the same treatment plan. Everybody goes to the same lecture. People tend to get the same counseling protocol. People tend to have the same treatment plans pre-printed and put in their chart so that you just do a check mark. What is not taken into account in traditional treatment, and when I say traditional, this is residential treatment, which is your 30-day, 45-day sort of a $85,000 at the beach with equine therapy and chocolate mints on your pillow and a rose in the morning. And if I'm being sarcastic, it's because I am being sarcastic, just so you know. And the food is good, and they talk about the chef, and there's going to be boating leisure experiences. I've done these. I've been the director of these programs, so I'm no saint at all. Trust me, unless you guys want to vote. Maybe not. Okay, so
No. Oh.
So what is not taken into account is individual differences, like you just said, Ethan. You get 10 people, you've got 10 different personalities, you've got 10 different diagnostic situations, but you've got the same treatment plan in the file. You've got the same lecture that everybody's going to go to. You've got it's one size fits all. It is. And then when there's failure, when there's somebody dropping out or somebody's relapsing, whose fault is it? It's always the patient's fault, right? They just weren't motivated. Yeah. They're in denial. They just didn't have what it takes. Blame the patient, and then the patient who is maybe has Asperger's syndrome, which is a very unique high spectrum autism disorder. If you were to treat that person the same way you would treat the sociopathic guy with behavioral problems that date back to kindergarten, and you're treating them both with the same format, what are you going to get? One or the other of them, if not both of them, are going to fall out. And who do you blame? They just weren't listening. Guy fell asleep in the lecture. Anybody take into account that the lecturer was boring as hell? And if we do one more lecture on the psychopharmaceutical effects of methamphetamine in the Midwest when the humidity is down, people don't pay attention and they lose sight. So one of the main issues in traditional treatments is the inaccuracy of the diagnostic information that you have to have for the individual when they come into treatment. Not just what do they ask? What is he addicted to? Well, he's an upper guy. He's meth and cocaine and Adderall. Okay, we'll put him over there in the stimulant category. What about this guy over here? He's a drunk and he does Xanax. All right, he's a downer dude. Put him over there. That's really kind of, it's like Sophie's choice. It's kind of like
your profile.
One or the other. Yeah.
No, and I'm not making this up. I've been there. I've done this. I've been guilty of this, thinking that this is the way it's done. And then the person falls out, and then they get the consequences from the court. They get the consequences from their attorney. They didn't make their probation. And then what happens? Then they go back into the system. They're up to their necks in the system because they just weren't motivated. Or was it that they were just never really accurately assessed and diagnosed for their individual trauma, the stuff that's in their journey letter that's really specific to being beaten on a daily basis by a drunken uncle or whatever. So that's just one. I mean, I could go on about it, but in the second we've already touched on, which is the inaccuracy of the drug testing and the alcohol testing that happens in programs. This is residential, and then there's intense outpatient, which is typically the next level up. Then there's outpatient treatment. There's partial day treatment, where you can go to a program for 6 hours a day and then go home again. Now, there is value in every one of these programs, but there's also gigantic holes in the net that the fish get through. And that's what we are attempting to do is to put a pretty good net together, not because we're trying to catch people, but because we're really trying to help the people to help themselves. Because a drug addict and an alcoholic's worst relationship is with whom? It's with themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And so every program here is built around a program of one. We're not treating 1,000 people at once.
Yes.
And we're doing it one, and it's your phone
Yes.
remotely. And because we set it up, the framework of this with your phone and you wear a Wi-Fi or your computer and wherever you're at, then we can focus on you and your needs individually and help you individually, rather than being at a movie theater with hundreds of people who we targeted and blanket covered with the same one form, one thing, one solution for one. People come in ones. They don't come in pairs. They don't come in tens. They come one at a time, and they all have their own journey to get to wherever they need to be.
That's great. I like that, Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really good. Yeah. We have a program of one.
Program of one. And you take your program for you, with you, wherever you go, because whenever you leave here in this program, you will still be there without us. Right. And we don't need to monitor you for life. We're just going to help you along the way.
In psychology, there's a principle that's called locus of control. And what that states is that we all have a sense of either being internally controlled or externally controlled, meaning what guides us in life. What we have found, and the research bears out, is that the addictive personality, whatever the addiction is, if it's shopping, if it's gambling, sex, alcohol, if it's marijuana, those people tend to be externally motivated, meaning managed from the outside in. The internally managed person at the extreme is sort of the Zen monk who's eating a strawberry and enjoying its significance while he's about to fall to his death into a crocodile pit. That's a Zen koan. Koan. The internal person doesn't blame the world, isn't a victim, takes control. It takes responsibility for his or her life, which, in my opinion, as a psychotherapist, is a goal. Should be a goal. Because it's from that standpoint that you learn to let go of what you don't have control over, which is about everything, if you think about it. And then you do take responsibility for your perception of the world around you, which is good. It doesn't mean you're correct, but once you can identify that, you can explain your existence a little bit better. The goal of this program is to de-externalize individuals and to teach internal skills. And the way we do that is with a process called cognitive therapy, which is really nothing more than Stoic philosophy, which is using your brain to control and manage your behaviors. And once you realize that your brain is the predecessor to your behaviors for the most part, unless you have to take a leak, I guess. But other than that, your brain is making decisions and problem solving. And what I know for a fact after 40 years of this is that drug addicts and alcoholics don't know that. They really believe that happiness is in the form of something external. That's where taking something from external is the answer to the internal problems. And so at the basis of the philosophy or the psychology of this program is, let's identify where the external controls are managing your life, and let's substitute internal measures that you can learn right now, today, right exactly now. You can begin to substitute that stuff out. And once you genuinely realize that you're responsible for your own life, is that happiness? I don't know what that is.
Well, in any event, we're going to give you back the wheel of your own car, and you're going to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
Exactly.
You're not going to be a passenger along the the speed bumps of life. You're going to be in charge, and because you're going to charge in the end, and we have faith that you're going to get there, and we have faith in this program that it's going to be the program that you need to get to that goal for us, for you, and for the system, right? So, Ethan, how do they get a hold of you, and how do they make that big step?
All right, you guys. Well, the easiest way to get a hold of us will be through our website. That's Scott Sommer, SCOTTSOMMER, sobriety.com. You can reach us at Facebook through the NextGen Sobriety podcast. you can email me at info@scottsommer.com. We are going to be releasing our podcast through YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook, all major platforms. You can reach me or our work number at 657-493-3007. If you have any questions, please reach out. We are always open and available to talk, and we would love to field questions. We would love to talk. I mean, we're always looking to improve our program. If you have advice, if you have anything to say about this podcast, we are looking to improve. This is an evolving thing that we are doing here. As we've been preaching, we're not just creating this program and staying stuck there. We are trying to evolve with times. As things change, we are not static. We are vibrant. We are vibrant. We are moving. We are moving with the times here. So please reach out to us, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you again, Neil. Thank you again, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Ethan, thank you.